Okay, so Bongo app or whatever, and the name will have to be stuck for a long time once we come out with it. So right now, the the key concept is a wealth building friend group, and a short name for it is Bongo. My question is, are we ready to use them for the next 5, 10, 20 years and not changing it? Because once you go to other organization to ask them to support us financially, you can't just rename anything that you told them a few years later.
The term grew on me after I read the basically when I started reading the Thumoslang Chronicle. It seemed like a weird word at first, but the way it was used made it seem a lot more palatable than I thought it would be at first. So that's why I like it now.
Bongo.
Yeah, I thought people might think it was weird sounding at first, but then I read the Chronicle and now I think
have I been pronouncing it weird? Is it Bongo or Bongo?
it sounds basically the same to me. I say Bongo.
International people will say it Bongo.
That's okay. Yeah. Potato.
I'm just bring that up because we're gonna have international people. I want it to be an idea that they don't misinterpret.
The reason why I used Bongo is because I searched for an unusual animal name, and then I realized that Bongo is also used by people in music to refer to an instrument. And I see that it's used it's a well used word, and therefore pronunciation is not a problem.
Bongo, it's a open bottom drum or a herd of these particular animals.
Yes, and that's why I decided that it's a familiar word, and
Bongo.
Yeah, and because music should be a major part of our process, and that's why I decided that let's try this. And then I tested with Alec first, and you heard his reaction to it. So, and then now, once it's accepted, then the phrase, they can do their Bongo, we can do ours. Suddenly that phrase has an important meaning. Meaning that unlike other groups, you cannot be in both at once. You as a chess player, you as a BMX rider can be in 2 clubs at once. You can be in 2 different BMX clubs at once. You can be in 2 rising clubs at once. You can be in 2 chess clubs at once. It doesn't work with Bongo.
Doesn't seem manageable even if you could.
Thank you. You rest my case. It's too much.
Should there be an explicit rule, like not allowing people to do that?
No.
Those fail on their own.
Yeah.
I think it would seem a little weird if that was like a random rule.
But we could just say it's advised.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's a recommendation.
Yeah.
Or a guideline.
Because it's tiring to explain your personal things to many groups.
Just make your group bigger.
Too much. Yeah.
No Bongo fusions?
People want to make...
The reason why the group will not be able to grow big is because you cannot find a table at the restaurant to handle a large group easily.
Jeff Bezos says The team should be small enough to feed with 2 pizzas.
Every big corporation has been created by a tiny group of 2 or 3 or 4 people, not 10, 20.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you need 10 or 20, the small group hire additional people as you have more income. So it doesn't make any sense to make your Bongo a large group.
The name works as is. Bongo. Yo, welcome to Bongo. Here at Bongo. Would you like to join my Bongo?
Normally you don't do that because it's rare that you do that with anyone, really.
I think I should make a bongo today.
That's also a very rare statement.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the new Bongo in Providence?
Yeah, Bongo1. These 3 dudes are in it. They're awesome.
That may be an interesting story. Yeah.
Oh, I just heard about Bongo Red.
Not Bongo Blue?
Nah, I don't like that. You don't have the same ideals. Yeah, I guess it's a nice soft name. Bongo. It's not like in my head. It's not like.
It's like tuba slang. It's an invented word, and it's going to stick, and it's going to be very difficult to back out culturally over the months and years to come. That's why before we go too far, before we run too far with this, I need to ask linguists, native speakers to help me to think twice before.
Not even English, is it? On Bongo?
It's not?
Now it is, but not originally.
It was one of the words we took from another language?
Yeah. Cuba.
Well, an instrument is a pronoun, right? It's Cuban.
It's Cuban.
An instrument is a pronoun?
Technically.
Yeah.
A noun.
Well, it's a noun, but it's the proper name of a particular drum.
Yes, it's still a noun.
So, is flute a pronoun?
Well,
like
there's
he
different.
or she?
There's different kinds of flutes. It is a pronoun.
A tap, you mean? Not pronoun, but a tap.
A type. Okay, fair enough.
Tap.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's already been 9 minutes thinking about this.
Okay, I want to ask you to give it a test. Pick the name of a friend that you never told them about Tuma slang.
Okay.
And you pick a name. A fictitious name is okay too for this discussion. Just pick a fictitious name. But in your mind, it has to be a real person.
Right.
But for this video, it can be fictitious name.
Okay.
That should not be too close to you. Should be a new contact, new.
Let's go with my friend Nicholas.
Nicholas?
Let's go with my friend Nicholas.
A different name.
You can't.
Aw, fine.
You want to steal my name like that? My fake name.
His name is Samantha.
Samantha.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you gonna do about it?
Okay.
What is this?
Now, you're going to come up with a sentence to speak to Nicholas, speak to Samantha, to introduce this new friend group tab in one sentence and see if it's smooth to use the term as you speak to a real person in front of you that knows nothing about what we do. Only one sentence, but with Bongo in it.
Introducing Bongo to this person.
I would say this, we are trying to create a new group model and the formal name for this group model is Wealth Building Friend Group. But that's not what I'm asking you to do. I'm saying that given that the background is already laid out on the table, now you use the abbreviated name Bongo and use it in a sentence with a real person. I want to know what it sounds like when you talk to people using that term.
Hey, I gotta say, Samantha, after I joined my Bongo group, I was able to build my second website in half the time.
Okay.
After I joined my Bongo group, Nicholas, I was able to start making some money and still having free time on the side to work on my writing.
Okay. How does that sound?
Oh, fine.
If I wasn't going, what do you call it? With no script, I would have said money to support myself.
Okay. So, do you want to vote now for the name for real? Yes or no to the phrase, the long name, Wealth Dash Building Friend Group? Yes or no?
I'll say no. I don't mind using the term, but I don't want it to be the official name.
Then it doesn't matter what I vote.
Wealth Building Friend Group?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with calling it, like, if somebody's like, what's a bongo? You can be like, it's a wealth building friend group. But I don't know, but it's a very long name to use.
That's why it's abbreviated with
Yes.
with Bongo.
I don't think
and I
you
agree
know
with
what we're voting on.
Two different names for a type of group.
Yeah.
Two different labels for a new type of friend group. Number one, Bongo. Number two, Wealth Building Friend Group as the official label in our literature about our processes.
So, what do you think about each of them?
I think bongo is easy to remember. It's catchy, and you don't hear it a lot, so you can uniquely associate it with the idea of a wealth building friend group. And it seemed great in the Chronicle of Bongo 1 when I read it, so that's what got me on board with it. And even you don't have to like just agree with me. You can because you're outvoted, like you can make your case, and I might change my mind, and I'm open to that.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to plug in other words in wealth building friend group. See how they feel. Like wealth building collective. I mean, friend group is just so easy to understand. It's more of, is it translatable in other languages?
Yes, the reason why I emphasize friend group is because I'm passionate about replacing all friend groups with Bongo. And to do that, we have to have an attractive label for the new type of friend group. And yet, people understand what we're talking about. So I stick with the phrase friend group, number one, and modify that phrase with a new tab to focus on wealth building and not about socialization, because you invest financially, emotionally, so much of your personal resources over not 1, 2, or 3 years, but 10, 20 years for your friends. And I personally wasted so much of my personal time in years past from one to another group of friends. And what happened to my investment? I lost them all.
Dang.
And I'm not the only one, unfortunately. Most of us lost them all.
The ideas sound both fine by me, with this new thought that I just came up with. Because there's going to be other types of friend groups that we can build, not just wealth building. Entertainment hunting friend groups. You can call that one, lightning, whatever. We could just make 6 other different apps for people to use. This one's for building money. This one's for finding out what to do on Saturday nights, yada, yada, yada. So, seems fun to me. That's my 2 cents.
So, do you want us to use the name Bongo or Wealth Building Friend Group?
I propose both. One is for formal presentation, especially to fund providers.
Mm-hmm.
Bongo is less formal to practitioners of super slang.
I would say, if you were to make a thumbnail definition for Bongo, be Bongo, that means Wealth Building Friend Group. That's how I think of it.
Agree.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good with everyone?
Yeah.
Perfect. Glad it's unanimous.
Sounds like we got a name.
Very good.
Documented.
You suck at iPods.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.